What's going on, guys? I'm gonna do a quick little video here. I'm not gonna make it a long one. Just an update on the coffin. Let me open the lid here. I got the lining in. So the last time you probably saw this, it was bare, nothing in it at all. So I've got the lining in. It's all padded. I've got to work a little bit more on the skeleton and her outfit. Got to do some adjusting there. There's always some fine tuning to do. But that's pretty much it. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe in a couple days here I'll post another video of the coffin actually working. Not that it doesn't work, but I've still got some more stuff to do before it's 100% complete, but we're getting there. Just simple burlap and then foam behind it, and then staples to make it kind of, look like the inside of a coffin. But I didn't want to do it too fancy because my theme is kind of an older theme. Maybe 100 years ago, coffins that were made, just out of scrap wood, things like that they could, scrummage up. Didn't want to make it, an updated coffin that looks, fancy, like $1,000 coffin you'd go buy, or however much they cost. But wanted it to look older. That's the theme that I'm running, just an old cemetery that you come across. But that's pretty much it. I'm gonna leave the lid alone. I thought about putting some lining with the burlap on the lid, but I just don't. It's working so good that I just don't want to really mess with anything on it. Especially, I know the burlap and stuff like that wouldn't really add a whole lot more weight to the lid, but I just don't really want to mess with it because it's, like I said, it's working so good right now. I don't want to have to go back and redo things, air pressures, programming, stuff like that. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is. But that's not the main attraction anyways. What's under the lid doesn't really matter. It's the fact that the lid opens and the skeleton comes out at you. So that's what the scare is intended for. So I'm going to leave that alone. We're going to see. I've got a motion sensor down at the feet. That's going to set this prop off. So I toyed with the motion sensor last year. Didn't really like the triggering effect it got because that motion sensor was so strong. It was picking up, things from 20 to 30 feet away. And the range on it was pretty big as far as, how wide the range was that it picked up. So trying it again this year, we'll see. Worst case scenario, I'm just going to go back to a trigger pop where you press a button and then it'll trigger. But I know it's kind of dark, it's hard to see, but in between these two boards there's a slot about as thick as my finger. The motion sensor right about there inside of the boards. So it's actually looking through this small slot in between the two boards. So we'll see. I've got options, so if I don't like the way it works, I can actually fill in the crack here and kind of limit and basically close off the view of the motion sensor. So right now it's going to be picking up pretty much anything on the sides, straight in front of it, just not up and down obviously because it's looking through a small slit through the two boards, but it is going to pick up a lot of stuff from left to right. So I'm going to play around with it and see. I basically just want it to go off when somebody walks up to the coffin. I don't really want to catch people walking, besides it or coming up to it. I just want to catch them coming forward up to the base of it, so that way the skeleton comes straight at you. So we'll see how it goes. I'll test it out and show you a video on that, but so far so good.